it's Hadouken, it's Wolfburn, Hadouken, they're going to fight it out. Hadouken on the outside, Wolfburn trying ever so hard. Hadouken, Hadouken takes it. Hadouken wins the cup, a neck on the line to Wolfburn.
Peter, firstly, congratulations with the Darwin Cup success on Monday with Hadouken. Let's go back through how the plan all came about.
Yeah, no, thanks. It was a great experience, and yeah, the horse deserved a win. But probably we started thinking about the Darwin Cup. Well, not so much a cup, but a trip to Darwin probably 4 or 5 months ago, when the tracks were so wet here, and he was running around, probably struggling, to be quite honest with you, which he does on wet tracks. But at the time, like I was saying to the owners, if we don't run him, he's going to be standing in the box for the next 6 weeks, you know. And it even got to the case, as you know, that it wouldn't rain for a week and the tracks weren't drying out at all. And then I was talking to one of the owners, and I said, look, I reckon Darwin would really suit this horse because he's got the right temperament for a trip up there. He hangs out going this way racing, which would mean that he'd lay in going Darwin way. He naturally races on speed, and all his best form is on the poly track or on firm surfaces. So I just thought he'd be the right horse that if you're ever going to take one to Darwin, that he'd be the horse to take. And they were all pretty keen to give it a go. So we started setting it in plan, probably about 4 months ago, and organised his travel, and it took him 4 days to get up there. But the best part was that this time of the year in Darwin, the temperature's not dissimilar to here. It might be 4 or 5 degrees hotter during the day, but I think that the nights were getting down to like 16 or 17. So basically the weather was the same, so it wasn't like he had to acclimatise. So he got up there, settled straight in, and had a faultless preparation up there.
Remarkable, 12 months to the day he was winning a Class 1 here on the Gold Coast Poly. Gabby Ellis brought him up here to get some confidence up with the horse. He'd sort of hit his level in New South Wales, and then eventually you took over with Gabby relinquishing her licence as a trainer. I guess it's hard to believe where he's at 12 months after winning a race here on the Poly, and I think from memory he only just fell in that day, but he did grow in confidence after winning here on the synthetic a couple of times.
Yeah, it's amazing horses win races and they get confidence, and look, I think it was a smart move bringing him up here just purely because the opposition's probably just a lower grade than what it is back in Sydney, which enabled him to win races. He certainly found a liking for the poly track, which I think helped him as well, and he's just kept improving. But to be fair, when he went to Darwin, he certainly went to another level that we probably didn't really expect him to do, but he just thrived up there, and I think the racing style in Darwin suits him because they run the races very quickly, and he's a naturally on-speed horse with pretty much no turn of foot. So you're getting them fast-run races in Darwin. Well, there's no other horse in the race with a turn of foot either. So that kind of suits him. You know, a lot of them races where they are at the 600s where they finish. And fortunate enough, he's always, first 1 or 2. So it certainly suited him.
Talk us through that process of getting him there. It's not straightforward, is it?
No, look, it's an expensive exercise. It's a long exercise. Like he left Toowoomba at 8 o'clock Wednesday morning, and got to Darwin 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon. So it's a fair old float trip, mind you. They break it up. They do 10-hour days, but still they're sitting on a float for 10 hours a day, 4 days. So you need a horse that can handle that, and that's why I thought he was the ideal horse, because he's pretty relaxed and pretty casual at home, that he would handle the float trip. Because I think more so the climate in Darwin, I think the float trip probably brings a lot of them undone more so than the climate, because it's such a long way. They spend so long on a float. A lot of them, when they get there, they're just drained. But he got off the float. He never missed a feed from the time he stepped foot in Darwin, and he just went from strength to strength.
You must be pretty proud for a smaller stable. You've been able to pull off a couple of long-range plans with a couple of horses recently. Overfull, the English Challenge at Scone, that was a plan in the process, and it went to absolute script, and Jag went down to ride, and she bolted in that day on Scone Cup Day. And also with Hadouken, taking him from somewhere, not even on the radar, to winning a Darwin Cup pretty much in a preparation. You must be really chuffed with a couple of results like that.
Yeah, I think, like we're really happy, and I'm really proud of the staff and the whole team behind me here at the Gold Coast. And I think it comes down to just trying to identify the right horse for the right race, and then setting those horses for those races. And you put a lot of work into it, so it's very pleasing when it does come off. Overfull going to Scone, like that was probably when we brought her as a yearling, Ross and I. That we had that race picked out then because we thought of all the English bonus races, that's probably the weakest one because it's restricted, and we thought that's the race that if the filly showed ability, she could win. So she was kind of aimed to that before she even got broken in, basically. So that was really pleasing, and Hadouken, like to go up to Darwin and him actually win the Darwin Cup, which realistically, when we left, we were hoping to get into the Darwin Cup, let alone win it. And for him to win it in the fashion he'd done, like tough, hardy, he'd done the work. He didn't have the best run in the race, so it certainly wasn't given to him. And for him just to knuckle down and win the cup it was thrilling for everyone. And we were pretty excited about the whole thing.
You were saying to us off air, you barred yourself as a rider at Darwin. You just couldn't get the speed right or the tactics right there. But as a trainer, you've gone all right.
Yeah, when I went up there a few times to ride over the carnivals, I was hopeless. I just couldn't acclimatise to the dirt track at all. All I'd done was got hammered, or it was just like it was one big blur. But I'm a lot better than me jockeys that rode Hadouken rode the track a lot better than I did when I was there.
3 from 3 strike rate as a trainer. You'll be back there next year for sure.
I will definitely be back, and hopefully, as I said, we'll look to take 3 or 4 horses up next year. So, I'd like to take a horse up for the Palmerston, and I'd like to take a 3-year-old up for the Derby. So that's what we'll be looking for over the next 12 months, a couple to go with the Duke and the Darwin next year.
Thanks, Pete. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.